Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. As you guys know, if you follow me on Instagram, I recently entered to be a part of the 2021 Sephora Squad. So today I feel like I want to give you a little bit more info into how I got into beauty, why I started my channel, and a lot of those details that I've probably spoken on my channel about years ago, but it's been a while since we've discussed them. So today we're just going to kick back, do a quick little eye look. Well, it's a bold blue smoky eye. We're going to do an eye look together, playing around with some color, and really just chatting about makeup while we talk about some of the things that led me to the point where I applied to Sephora Squad. So if that's something you're into, make sure to keep on watching and don't forget to subscribe because I upload every other day. That'll be the best way to stay up to date on all the fun stuff I'm posting. So if you want to jump into, a quick little eye tutorial with me, hanging out, and really just talking about makeup, stay tuned. All right, so my base is mostly done. I'm just really doing eyes with you guys while we talk about, you saw the intro, so you know what we're talking about. But the only things I'm really going to be using, just so that if I forget to mention it, I'm going to be using the Libertine palette from Viseart, which has these really pretty jewel tones. I'm going to pair that with a Beauty For Real eyeliner in the shade. This is Fontaine Blue, so it's a nice blue liner to go with the palette. And then for lashes, I'm actually going to be using, this is a subscription lash box that I have not used before. It's called the Queen Lash Box. So I'm probably going to use these ones down here, which are called Green Queen, but we'll figure that out as we go along. So I'm going to talk while I do, and we'll just hang out. We were off to a good start. I wasn't recording. All I did was took a little bit of the brown in my crease. So the reason I wanted to do this video was just to take the opportunity to talk to you guys in a way that I haven't in a while, because if you haven't been on my channel for a while, you don't know about how I got into beauty, why my channel started. I used to work at Sephora. All of that stuff is pretty old news, if you will. And since I don't mention it all that often, I'm sure there's a bunch of you on here who might not know all the details. So today I'm just going to walk you guys through a little bit of my backstory and give you a little more info while playing with makeup. So obviously you guys know that my channel started actually long before I worked in Sephora. At the time, I was a regional director of dining services with a contract food service company. And what I did was I basically ran the kitchens in hospitals, nursing homes, and retirement communities in Philadelphia, New York, and New Jersey. My main account was in Westchester, New York, but I was honestly going all over the place. And I loved what I did, but I felt creatively a little bit stifled because unfortunately in that industry, there's a lot of dietary restrictions and you really can't be as creative as you would like. So I really got back into makeup at the time after not doing it for many, many years. And that is what kind of got me into playing with makeup. So at that point, it was a very quick hop, skip, and a jump before I started a channel, just because it was a way for me to, force myself to actually do my makeup. You guys know when you're working a full-time job and you have a hobby like, getting made up and playing with beauty products, it's easy to not do it and just fall into the rut of go to work, come home, go to sleep, and repeat. So I wanted to make sure that I did my hobby. So I played with makeup to the point where I started my channel after much coaxing from Brandon, my husband, we weren't even engaged at the time when we were. We were engaged, we were not married. So my fiance at the time, who is obviously now my husband, was very supportive in really pushing me to start because he knew that if I never started, if I didn't force myself to, I never would have started. So Brandon really pushed me to get started, and in the beginning, it was really a hobby, and I never thought it would ever take off to the point where it could be considered a part-time job, let alone a career. So the fact that I'm able to play with makeup for you guys and actually, make a living doing it, for me is so exciting because I love really sharing, my passion with you guys. Now, it wasn't long after I started my channel that I was actually out to dinner with Brandon and one of his coworkers at the time, and she had mentioned that she couldn't find a foundation that matched her, and she wasn't a fan of anything she was using, so she asked if I wouldn't mind going with her to Sephora and helping her pick out some products that might work a little bit better for her since I knew her skin type, the works. So I did. And in the hour that she and I were in the store, and I was basically just walking around the store with her, picking things out with her, matching her shade, and helping her pick out some products, one of the managers in the store actually overheard me. Her name was Nicole. I still love her and talk to her all the time. I actually spoke to her yesterday. But point is, Nicole came up to me and basically said they were looking to hire an education lead, which is the role of the management team who's responsible for making sure that everybody gets trained, they know what's going on, and working to manage the brands who are coming into the stores for the day and oversee that whatever training they supply makes its way to everybody else. So it sounded like the perfect role, and not sure if I should do it or not. I, spent a couple nights like trying to figure out if it was something I really wanted to do. And after a while, Brandon was just like, you're miserable. You don't like working in healthcare. You want to get back into beauty because I had done freelancing many years in the past. So I said, screw it. I applied. Obviously, I got the job. And from there, I got to literally play with makeup all day. And while I was doing that, I still had my channel. Now, if you go back to my old videos, there is no mention that I worked at Sephora because they have a very, very specific and very straightforward social media policy where if I mentioned that I work for Sephora or if people knew I worked in Sephora, I would have had to have mentioned it in every single video saying that, if I don't like a product, that does not reflect Sephora or what they believe and that it is my opinion alone. So I kind of decided to keep the two separate. No one on my channel needed to know I worked in Sephora. And with the exception of a couple subscribers who would find me in store and recognize me, which was really cool when it happened, by the way, most people didn't know my channel existed because I really tried to keep the two separate. It was actually quite funny. The BoxyCharm BC in Session event that happened in New York in October 2018. There were a few people who came into my Sephora asking for shade matches who I ended up running into in that event. And they had no idea. And from then on, they came into my store, and I was the one who would help them out, which I had so much fun doing. Now, I was with Sephora for a few years, and it wasn't until we moved to Florida that I left the company. And part of it was just timing. I originally was looking to transfer, but there weren't any stores that really needed the role that I was in down in Florida, with the exception of one in Miami, but that would have been like an hour and 40-minute commute every single day, which was a little bit much for me, so it didn't end up working out. So that is when I left right before COVID and the world shut down. So I actually only left Sephora a couple months before the pandemic, and I loved working there. I think the fact that I was able to play with new product and work on clients and really help to get people their perfect customized routine, for me was really special. And there are some clients that I've stayed in contact with who will still text me periodically asking for recommendations. I have my channel, but sometimes you want that one-on-one, which is why I always tell you guys, if you have any questions, throw it in the comments section. I will do my best to answer as many, if not all, comments I get down there. But I love being able to, answer somebody's DMs. There are a couple subscribers who have messaged me on Instagram. They'll send me pictures of their routines and talk about their skin. And I love responding to them and talking through, what products they have that maybe might not be working for them and really helping to solidify what might work better. For me, that's the fun part, is really helping to curate people's skin and makeup routines based on what they do and don't like. All right, we're getting smoky, which is so fun. I love a nice smoky eye. So just a quick reminder, it's going to look sloppy before it looks perfect. That's how a smoky eye is. It's going to look like a hot mess, and then it'll all come together at the end when we throw on liner and lashes and the works. All right, so back to my experience, because that's kind of what I wanted to talk to you guys about today. So after I left Sephora, Brandon and I moved to Florida. I needed something to do. I was doing my channel full-time, obviously, like I am now, but I wanted something else because I wasn't exactly ready to just do my channel and not have something else. So I joined a company called Making Lemonade, which is a brand incubator and brand development agency and creative firm. We do like everything when it comes to brands, and we have several high-profile clients that I'm really excited about. Some I can talk about, some I can't, but I really get to work one-on-one with these brands, helping them to build out their vision. Sometimes it's product development, sometimes it's social media campaign, sometimes it's just content, which for me, you guys know, is my favorite. So I've been doing that now for a year and change, and that is so rewarding because I get to see firsthand when, products come to market and things get made. I get to play with lab samples, which is something that, when I was working in Sephora, I never thought I'd be able to do. So all of that to say that I love what I do, but I love most that even though I'm doing something very different than I did back when I was working at Sephora, I still get to do, playing with makeup, helping people, and that's what I like the most, the fact that I can really go out of my way to help educate people. I was recently talking to someone, and she asked me what my goal was on my channel. Because there's a lot of content creators who like doing, bold, glam, over-the-top makeup, as I do a blue smoky eye. And there's people who like to do more natural makeup, or, they strictly do subscription box unboxings. And for me, I think what I like to do most is I like to digest trends and make it easy and accessible for anybody. So you might be intimidated by a smoky eye, and right now, this looks like a lot, but by the time we're done, it's going to be much softer, much less harsh, and something that you could easily wear no matter what. But it feels like it's intimidating, because for me, when I was getting into makeup, that's what the issue I was finding was. I was so, scared of winged liner, and lashes were intimidating, and I felt like, there were all of these trends that you had to have a certain eye shape to do, or you had to look a certain way. And now, if I want to do a blue smoky eye, there is nothing stopping me, just like there's nothing stopping you. It's just about making sure that it comes together in the end, and that's what I like. So for me, that's probably been the most rewarding part about what I do, is making sure that, in doing what I'm doing and playing with makeup and really digesting what I do, it's making it accessible for people like you who might not want to, go out with a smoky eye every single day. Or maybe you love how a smoky eye looks and it's something you want to play around with, but it might not be your everyday, whereas there's other people who wear lashes every single day and that's what they like. And I love that I can do things for, both sets of people. For the, novice makeup lover out there who's really just focused on learning how to take care of their skin and using makeup to enhance and perfect, just as much as that person who knows how to enhance and perfect and now they want to go over the top with lashes and a wing and maybe amp it up a little bit. All right, so thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I'm going to go throw on lashes and liner, my lipstick and blush, and I'll be right back so we can wrap this up. So that is the finished look. I think everything came together beautifully. The thing with these smoky eyes is you got to make sure you blend, and once the lashes are on, I just like to take a quick little brush and just kind of blend the edges and make sure everything comes together nicely, because that's going to be what makes it not look like a hot mess. So let me know your thoughts down below. If you haven't already done so, I would really appreciate if you would check that link in the bio and throw a testimonial up for Sephora Squad for me, because this would be such an amazing opportunity that would allow me to bring more tutorials for you guys and really just have a bigger reach to be able to share more tips and more tricks with more people. So thank you guys again. I really do appreciate all of the support I've gotten so far, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.